Hello and welcome back to HRD Live, where I'm now joined by Kate Griffiths-Lambeth. Kate, how are you doing?
Hey, it's been a really good day so far.
Wonderful. So what have you been sharing with the audiences here today?
Sharing as in live tweeting, because I do quite a bit of that. So I live tweeted
Awesome.
Margaret and Bernard this morning.
Fantastic.
Interesting contrast between the two. She very much about the connectivity, the trust, the need for empathy and the soft skills. Bernard's scaring the bejesus out of everybody. But technology's going to
Well, they're
wipe
merging
the
tech and
world.
humans, so it's like the robots are here now. Fantastic.
In fact, they've been here for a while and we haven't spotted them.
Yep, turns out. Fantastic. So what about your session then? What have you been telling the audiences here?
Well, I was on a panel session at 2 o'clock and there were 5 of us. Mark was chairing, and then we had Janine from LinkedIn, we had Kathy from Avon,
Yeah.
we had Joe from
Indiverse?
Indiverse, and myself.
Fantastic. And what were you wanting to talk about there? Why did you join that?
We were talking about the way the world's changing, what HR needs to be like for the future, what the workplace is going to be like in the future, how do we cope, what do we need to be thinking about. So we could have been there for hours.
There is quite a lot to unpack
There is a lot.
there. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, there's no way we can get into all of that right now, but what were some of the things in that discussion that you found particularly interesting, things that you really liked mining into?
There was an interesting lead-in on, obviously, some of what Bernard was saying, the impact of digital. That then moved us on to thinking about the pace of change. And things like, if you're coming out of university now, the probability is that what you've been learning, 50% of it will be redundant in 4 years' time. So instead of thinking as you walk into the workplace, I'm an expert, how do you change mindsets that I want to continuously learn and change?
Wow, okay.
And organisations are likely to be more fluid going forwards. They're going to be working networked together with different specific projects. So what skills do you need to have that fluidity?
Wow.
Joe was talking about people having maybe 3 different careers during the course of a lifetime and gaining the different skills. And Janine was talking about the need to have portable skills that you can take to different places.
Wow.
Kathy was quite good at talking about the impact of a more flexible workforce. We had a discussion about different generations, different requirements that they need. Then we moved on to people won't work for an organisation unless it's got a sense of purpose. Great question from the floor about, do organisations need to be more ethically minded going forwards, and if so, what's HR's role in that? Another good question from the floor about education. Do we have the kind of education for people coming into work now that means that they can do what you need to do for the work of the future?
Wow. There's so much there.
So we covered piles of stuff in a short space of time.
Basically everything. But talking about change mindsets, though, there.
Okay.
So you talked about engendering that mindset in a business and trying to create that in your employees.
Change mindset and a willingness to realise that you need to learn new skills. You need to be comfortable letting some stuff go because it's no longer relevant. You need to have the skills to spot things that are happening outside your sector, or to be brave enough with that light bulb thought to follow it through. Not being frightened of failing, because actually often it's through failing that you learn and you come up with the new innovation, the new way of doing stuff. The big risk for a lot of organisations going forwards and individuals is remaining static. However, if you're going through constant change, the other thing you need to be aware of is that you're going to need to be quite resilient. So that then flipped us back conversation-wise to what can you do to help people be more resilient? And then the responsibility of being aware of mental health issues.
Of course.
Yeah?
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, who controls that? Who owns this? If people watching this now, business leaders think, I want to make this change, I want to do this, how do they get started? What do you think is the top tip you might give, if you could give one, to start changing your mindset?
Janine probably touched on it. Be self-aware. Realise how you...
I hear so much more about this now, self-awareness, how crucial that is.
If you understand how you interact with people, the way you come across, the things that are important to you, therefore what drives you to behave the way that you do. That will help you know what's the right path for you going forwards. Also, how you can help other people on the path that you're all taking.
Well, okay, I mean, it sounds like we could keep talking about this for quite a long time, but I think we're out of time. Thank you so much for joining us on HRD Live, and I hope you can join us again next year.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Stay tuned for more very soon.